In the 2024 election, young men voted in an absolute majority for Donald Trump. The first time we've seen that in an entire generation. 56% of 18 to 29-year-old young men voted for the Republican. This is something that is a shockwave to the system because those young men tend to get more conservative. So you've lost an entire generation. As they get married, they'll bring their families along with them. We've seen this phenomenon. It's well documented that young, single, left-wing women get a factory reset the moment that they have a baby, the moment that they get married, the moment they start paying taxes and have to fend for themselves. The reason why young men, especially Gen Z and Gen Alpha, are right-wing are because of toxic feminism that hates them, and that crucibles and cannibalizes masculinity in all of its forms, that actively discriminates against them, especially if they are white, an economy that leaves them behind, attacks on cultural masculinity, unlimited immigration, social changes, and so on. Anyway, the world that was once set up and established by men for the security of our families is now turning on us and attacking us. And the reason that the events like the UFC at the White House are so popular is because whether you like it or not, God created men in a very specific way with specific chemicals, testosterone, for instance, but an entire myriad of different chemicals than the female brain. And we like violent combat sports and always have. And what happened last night at the White House was the Colosseum. I mean, you go to Rome, you want to go see the Colosseum. Well, guess what was happening there? People are getting ripped to pieces, eaten by tigers, lions, stabbed, slayed, flayed. That didn't exactly happen last night at the White House, but a lot of people got their asses kicked. I mean, this is every man's dream to stand on the ring of the octagon after exhilarating victory or even defeat. I mean, look at this. As I said, the dude looks like he was in an old school Coliseum. Ilya Tapura just absolutely hands of cinder blocks here. The American Titan, Justin Gaethje. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. A stunning, absolute slaughterhouse victory. Well, there you go. This is what men think is really cool. And it's badass, it's honorable, it's dignified, it's the way it's always been. And, you know, I was there last night. I was able to see it myself. I was able to witness all of it. And you know what? Like, women liked it too, because women like strong men and men that behave like men. And so this is why men are swinging to the right, is because we're not attacking the things that make them men. We're embracing it, in fact. All this fake outrage over the UFC at the White House. Better than a dude with boobs out there that happened under Biden. It was a really cool event, and I hope they do more. This is what all logical people are saying on the internet.
Nothing else.
I'm telling you, it was the coolest event I have ever seen. It's the greatest sporting event of all time, I would argue, all things considered. So what does the left have to offer? The left, because they just love my channel and want me to have unlimited content, decided to appeal to the young men that they had lost by counterprogramming this. They counterprogrammed this with this.
Not this time. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. Not this time. No one is getting left behind this time. How do we get there? Together or never get there at all. This time. No one is getting left behind this time. No one.
Drag queens, deep breathing, singing to fight fascism. Highlights of Jane Fonda's protest event countering Trump's UFC freedom at the White House. The only person who should be protesting is Jane Fonda outside of her plastic surgeon's office. That's the true war crime. Look at this. They dragged Bette Midler out of what looks like a hyperbolic chamber she's been sleeping in. And Bette Midler, who nobody has heard from in years. She's 86. Is out of retirement to sing. That's how you get men. This is how you get Miss Rachel. Yes, to woke scold and lecture you next to some confused kid. Never forget that if Kamala had won our 250th anniversary, it would have been a year of lectures from slightly off-white corporate girl bosses and gay black women. Robert De Niro.
I hate to say it, but loving our country is starting to sound like an abused spouse saying they love their abuser.
I think there's a meme. I think they put Robert De Niro in the screaming, crying. Let's go ahead and listen to, this is how they're attracting men, okay? This is what they dragged out in order to bring men back to the Democrat Party. Young men, tell me, this doing it for you?
Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Hey there, all you fascists. Let me put you straight. When you come for the rest of us, we'll fight you at the gate and you will lose. You fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound.
All of these women, all of them, are about to vote for a man with a Nazi tattoo in Maine. Here we go. Robert De Niro.
Loving our country is starting to sound like an abused spouse saying they love their abuser.
Saying he doesn't love America anymore. I mean, again, a reminder that this is what the president presented to young men. This is what the president and the White House, the flyover of the B-1 bomber. This is the iconography of the right. Okay. And okay, run it back. That's right. So this is what we're offering young men. And what the left is offering is this.
His little boot spurs and had all the rainbow crosswalks painted over. Activists grabbed their brushes and painted the sidewalks instead. Because that's what we do. It goes to show if you lower our flags, we will raise them back up, baby. You can paint over our rainbows, but we'll paint an even brighter one to lead the way. When the governor...
I really like the drag queen behind him. Acting as though these are like real deep burns, bro. Here,
I can't love a country that starts stupid and inhumane wars.
Okay, Robert De Niro, again, out of the nursing home.
Killing thousands
saying
of
he doesn't love his
innocents
country.
and indirectly causing the deaths and suffering of millions more.
Okay. Stop it. I can't take it anymore. Jane Fonda is now lecturing Hollywood about being the resistance. She sat on an anti-aircraft gun for communists during the Vietnam War.
We need our industry to be unified, activated, and unwilling to engage in anticipatory obedience.
What is boomerism? Like, what is this exactly? Like, I don't, understand. You and your generation they've been so abused. Boomers have been so abused by the federal government. Every single 10 years, the federal government lies the boomers into another war. Using weapons of mass destruction, the Gulf of Tonkin, Saddam Hussein's election, Gulf War I, Gulf War II, global war on terror, Vietnam. All of the lies, seed oils, sunscreen, salt and butter are bad for you. Don't eat meat. Like, there's never been the COVID vaccine. There's never been a generation that has been lied to more by the government to their own absolute peril and suicidal empathies that the boomers have. They've taken advantage of them. And it's been like sort of a genocide of that generation because they bought all these lies, hook, line, and sinker. And now they're the generation that like wants you to like love the government the very most. It's such Stockholm syndrome. It's such abused child syndrome. I'll never understand it. It's impossible to describe how much worse this is than Kid Rock doing a halftime show. There's an amazing American celebration taking place at the White House tonight. Meanwhile, in Loserville, I like it when they become a meme, right? Do you actually want these people? None of these people can hold down jobs. All of them are on unemployment. None of these people could like have work as a barista. They couldn't get a job at Chick-fil-A. But they're sitting there saying, let us run the most complicated economy and country on earth. And what will we do if we let you do that? Well, we'll just host drag shows every day. That's what we'll do. We'll open the borders. Okay, no thanks. It's weird to watch people who have owned culture and entertainment for generations put on shows this bad. That's right. Yeah. Only 16% of American men approve of the Democrat Party. Enjoy these 20 seconds to understand why. Why so many people have no rhythm. Had Renee Good successfully run over an ICE agent, none of these people would have cared about ICE agents at all. Julia Roberts talking about Renee Good as a symbol. She's an American woman, queer woman, and the best that she could. No, she tried to kill an agent. They should charge her posthumously. They should bring federal charges against Renee Good, even though she's dead. Like they should bring charges against her because on camera it's empirical. She's trying to kill ICE agents. DNC really is flat broke, isn't it? Yeah, the difference. Come on, young men. Which one do you want? Which one appeals to you, young men? Some longhouse, fembot, dump heap in her overalls, condescendingly baby talking you in a woke scold? Sit this one out. Remember, during Trump's cage match on the White House grounds, no matter what, it's not his house. It's our home. Yeah, well, Bill Clinton sure treated it like his home. Anna Navarro, Jane Fonda, West Wing Reed. Yep. There you go. I don't want to hear a word from Democrats about Trump defiling the White House yet. Thank you very much. The strategy in front of the midterms is, I can't love this country. Thank you. Believe them when they tell you who they are. They can never recover from this. Imagine having to pretend that this is good because Orange Man bad. Fascinating. The baby boomers who are truly terrorized by their own government earnestly believe they stopped Vietnam War with tambourines and folk songs. And so the boomers took the culture. All protests came to be defined by the terms of tambourines and folk songs. That's right. I just can't figure out why young men have fled the Democrat Party. I love this post. This last one. I know it's gone a little long here, but this is important. UFC event marks a solidification of an entirely alternate male-centric cultural economy, something that used to be called the economy, that the modern left simply has no answer for. Anduril, Monster, Starlink, on the floor of the Octagon, sponsors like Polymarket bets pop up. Meta Threads. Meta has like now gone all in on fight culture. Zuckerberg shaking hands with the audience. Each fighter's entrance music song played by the U.S. military marching band, blood smeared all over the Bud Light logo. All in the heart of D.C., yet absolutely not an iota of social equity on site. Total American kulak chud, victory and energy. It's very impressive, yeah. My prediction is that leftism, as we know it, has gone entirely extinct. It's already gone. And in 10 years, with like the passing of like the last generation that is keeping it alive, like the Vietnam era boomerisms of like, fight, tambourine, fight the power, folk song stuff, that like, it'll turn into more like a 20%. It'll be more like parties in Europe, like extremist parties in Europe. It'll turn into like a 20% like terrorist style like organization. Like they'll just turn into ISIS. And it'll be dangerous. I mean, they'll be very scary. We'll have to put a lot of them in prison, but like it'll just turn into an American ISIS. That's what they'll turn into. And Miss Rachel will be in charge of all of them. She'll be their ISIS leader. So that's my prediction. And we will become the absolute majority, and they will have to bend to our will, and we'll win 40 states every single presidential election. And they did it to themselves because they had all the cultural power and we had none, and they blew it.